I knew something was rotten the second they handed out champagne flutes with *efficiency is elegance engraved on the glass. We were at a goddamn lakeside resort in Vermont, like something out of a Hallmark movie had swallowed a corporate tax write-off, and the CEO, Blake, with the bleached teeth and LinkedIn influencer voice, was strutting around in Allbirds like he just solved climate change with a TED Talk. They flew us all out here, every director, VP, token culture ambassador, under the illusion of a transformational leadership summit. What they really meant was bloodletting, but with charcuterie boards. And I, Amanda Reed, VP of Strategic Development for the last 11 years, the woman who turned a fledgling analytics department into a $60 million profit engine, got to watch the guillotine drop with a lavender-scented neck pillow, still warm from the flight. It happened halfway through the opening vision keynote. There were fog machines. There was Coldplay. There was even a goddamn drone shot. Blake strolled on stage wearing a quarter zip and a billion-dollar smirk, clapped his hands like a life coach, and announced the company was entering a bold new era of efficiency. Then he said my name. He smiled wider when he did it. Said the company was realigning legacy roles, that I'd served the organization well. I was free to explore new adventures. And just like that, on stage in front of 200 peers, clients, and people I trained, my badge was deactivated, and a golf cart arrived to escort me off the property like I was a disgraced bachelor contestant. People clapped. That's what haunts me. The way some of them clapped. Not all. A few looked sick. My assistant, Jenny, was crying behind her sunglasses, but others were already angling for my office chair back at HQ. Hey, real quick. If you're still with me, I know 95% of you listen to these stories without subscribing. I get it. But if you've ever been blindsided by corporate bullshit in a ski lodge, or just love seeing egos implode in slow motion, hit that button and help me reach my first 10,000 subscribers. It'll mean more than Blake's entire skincare budget. Back to the crime scene. Didn't cry. Not then. I didn't rage, didn't scream, didn't even finish my free mimosa. I stood there, nails dug into my palms as Blake transitioned smoothly into a slideshow about quarterly acceleration synergies. My name was never mentioned again. My seat was filled with an intern. They thought I'd go quietly. They always think that. But right as I was rolling my carry-on toward the valet station, my heels clicking against the cobblestone like gunfire, I felt my phone buzz. A known number. One message. Are you free? Let's ruin him. It was from Marcus Lang, the largest investor our company had. The man who once told me I had ice in my veins and a calculator for a heart. Suddenly, the fog machines didn't feel so theatrical. They felt like camouflage, because Blake didn't just fire me. He just declared war. Marcus Lang did not do coffee shops. When his assistant texted me an address, I expected a boardroom with floor-to-ceiling glass and a bowl of stress mints. What I got was a weather-beaten dock house perched over Lake Champlain, complete with a chipped Adirondack chair and a man in loafers tossing breadcrumbs to ducks like he didn't own half the Nasdaq. He didn't stand up when I arrived. Just tilted his chin and muttered, he really did it. On stage. The fucking gall. I stood there, still in my blazer and heels, half expecting him to reveal it was all a test. Some investor version of a Hunger Games loyalty check. He didn't even look me in the eye, I said, voice colder than the lake breeze. Just gutted me mid-slide deck like a salmon. Efficiency, he said. Marcus snorted. Blake couldn't spell efficiency without a PowerPoint and a full guy. He waved me into the other chair. No small talk, no condolences, just, how much do you hate him right now? It hit me harder than I expected. Because the truth was, I didn't hate Blake. Not yet. I respected him once. Hell, I hired him back when he was a numbers guy with good hair and no soul. But something had changed in the last 2 years. He started reading too many leadership blogs, speaking in buzzwords like they were scripture, and surrounding himself with yes men who thought Slack emojis counted as management. I'm not here for a revenge fantasy, I said. Carefully. Not gonna be your pawn in some boardroom pissing contest. Marcus leaned forward. Good. Because I'm not offering fantasy. I'm offering justice. He's been misreporting to shareholders. inflating valuations with ghost projections. I've had my analysts watching him for months. That shut me up. He reached into his coat and pulled out a thin black tablet, swiped, tilted the screen toward me. Charts, memos, a few emails I recognized, my own, scrubbed from the internal system after they forced me out. He cut you because you were the last adult in the room, Marcus said. Voice low. You saw what was real, and that makes you dangerous to a man whose empire is built on pretend. I scanned the files. Trend lines that dipped behind the scenes while his public graph soared, a discrepancy in user growth, revenue projections 2 quarters ahead of product development. And then, nestled between budget reports, a calendar invite, executive review, Phantom vertical strategy presentation Q4. Phantom. That word again. You already knew. I muttered. I suspected. I needed a clean way in. Now I have one. He tapped the tablet. You. He fired you in public. That gives US air cover. The press will eat it up if you flip. But we do this smart. Quiet. Controlled. You're the analyst. I'm the hammer. I should have said no. Should have walked away with my little severance packet and a therapist on speed dial. But instead, I felt it, like the pilot light of purpose catching fire again. I wasn't just disposable. I wasn't just the woman shuffled offstage to make room for digital native sycophants. I was still dangerous, and Marcus knew it. What do you want from me? I asked, my voice steady but cautious. Your memory, your insight, your receipts, he said. And your discretion. Building a case, not just for the board, for the SEC, for the world if we have to. I folded my arms, studying him. And what do I get? He smiled, teeth sharp beneath that relaxed exterior. Your name back, your record cleared, and maybe a shot at burning his castle to the goddamn ground. The wind picked up. A seagull screamed like it was in on the plan. I didn't shake his hand. I just nodded. That's when the alliance began, right there, on a lakeside chair that smelled faintly of mildew and gasoline. With a bitter woman, a rich bastard, and a shared target with too much hubris and not enough backup. Efficiency, he said. Let's see how efficient he is under fire. The flight home felt like an exorcism in a middle seat. No champagne, no drone cameras, just recycled air, stale peanuts, and an inescapable slideshow of Blake's smug face playing on loop behind my eyelids. When I opened my front door, silence hit like a crowbar. No welcome back texts, no missed calls, just a company-issued laptop that bricked itself the second I connected to Wi-Fi and an inbox that now read, this account has been deactivated. Even my health benefits page said access denied like I died in Vermont and this was my afterlife. The severance email, forwarded to my personal address from our soulless generic account, was a piece of legal origami. 6 months pay, but only if I signed the attached NDA and non-disparagement agreement within 72 hours. There were paragraphs about arbitration, proprietary knowledge, and a paragraph so vague it may as well have just said, keep your mouth shut, bitch. I didn't sign. Instead, I sat on my couch with a whiskey the color of burnt sugar and tried to call 3 people I'd mentored for years. Voicemail. LinkedIn block. By midnight, I scrolled through every message thread that now ended in grey silence. My name was radioactive. I was the woman who got dragged off stage and erased like a typo. And then, at 12:47 a.m., a signal came through the static. Jenny, my assistant, still at the company. God bless her passive-aggressive tenacity. Her message was simple. I know you're not done. I'm still in. You signal. Delete this. I laughed. Actually laughed. Turned into a dry sob somewhere in my throat. Jenny, with her color-coded Trello boards and her secret stash of Merlot in her desk drawer, had more backbone than half the C-suite. That morning, we met for coffee in a strip mall 2 towns over. She wore sunglasses and sat facing the door like she was expecting a corporate SWAT team. He's already started memory-holing you, she said, sipping chamomile like it was moonshine. Your name's off internal wikis. Projects are being reassigned to that fucking Harvard intern. And someone accidentally deleted your archived reports folder. I stared at her. They're rewriting history. They always do. She said. But I backed up your milestone reviews last quarter. Something felt off. She slid me a flash drive under the table like it was a bag of coke. I took it without ceremony. That night, I plugged it into my backup laptop, an old Dell that wheezed like a smoker in winter. Started digging. The deeper I went, the more the numbers stopped making sense. Revenue milestone was hit, but the data showed it was inflated by bundling two unrelated products. Milestone B, a partnership that never actually signed, just verbal intent dressed up for the shareholders. Q3 projections were adjusted after the board meeting to fit Blake's narrative. And it wasn't a one-off. It was patterned. 6 quarters of doctored KPIs, user metrics, and estimated growth columns that someone with my initials had supposedly approved. I didn't remember signing off on half of it because I hadn't. Blake had used my credibility like camouflage, slapped my name on reports after I'd gone home for the night, rolled my reputation around in falsified progress like a pig in perfume. I stared at the screen while rage crawled up my throat. Rage didn't even cover it. This wasn't just sabotage. This was identity theft in Excel form. At 3:26 a.m., I called Marcus. He answered after one ring. I'm in, I said. And he's dumber than I thought. Good, he replied. Then it's time to start collecting kindling. I looked at Jenny's flash drive, still glowing in the port. Burn it down. Hell. I was ready to salt the earth. It started with a spreadsheet titled Departures 2023 a digital graveyard I'd quietly compiled over the years. Every exit I didn't believe. Every sudden resignation that reeked of pressure behind a door with frosted glass. Some names were old colleagues. Some were kids fresh out of grad school who'd asked the wrong question in the wrong meeting. One had been my friend. Most were whispers that had gone silent too soon. I started calling them, not texting, not emailing. I called, old school, like back when this company still cared about ethics and exit interviews weren't just legal chloroform. First up, Rita Mendoza, former product lead. Let go after failing to adapt to the agile vision star. She laughed so hard when I called, she choked on her wine. Let me guess, she said. Blake finally pushed you out because your PowerPoints had too many facts. Then came Evan Cho, analytics team, vanished after mysterious internal audit. Made me fudge the forecast, Evan said. When I hesitated, HR suddenly found inconsistencies in my code access. Next thing I knew, I was walked out without my houseplant. One by one, they talked. Once I broke the dam, they poured out. Same patterns, same vocabulary, same gaslit death by feedback phrases like misalignment with evolving culture and value redundancy star. They'd all been erased quietly, but not without memory. The final piece came from a name I barely remembered, Leo Park. He was a junior analyst for 6 months, fresh out of Rutgers, sat 2 cubicles away from Jenny. He DM'd me after Evan posted a vague tweet thanking me for reaching out after all these years. Leo said, I kept a backup of the Q4 pitch deck they gave to shareholders last year. Something felt off back then. He wasn't kidding. Slide 12 was titled Q4 Growth Pipeline. Emerging Revenue Stream 3 product lines were listed. 2 were real. The third, Nova Core a name I'd never seen on a dev ticket. No engineers assigned. No roadmap. No customer success onboarding. It didn't exist. A ghost product. A phantom line. Blake had used it to juice the projection curve. Probably claimed it was in stealth mode. VCs ate it up because the graph was steep and pretty, and he wore his Patagonia vest like a messiah. Leo had the original deck with Nova Core and the doctored one presented to the board. The metadata didn't lie, neither did the timestamp. Jenny confirmed it quietly a day later. We've never shipped a single thing labeled Nova Core. I checked the vendor logs. It's vapor. Can you print the logs? I asked. She hesitated. Asterisk not from my floor. I'd have to use the main print room. It logs every job. Is it worth the risk? Asterisk she didn't answer. That night, I got a panicked call. Asterisk they stopped me before it finished printing. Asterisk she whispered, breathless. Asterisk I told them it was a duplicate of ours tax forms. But someone's watching. They've started locking down access to shared folders. Asterisk I felt it then, that heat behind the eyes, not panic, not even fear. Focus. They knew. They didn't know how much we had or who else was involved. But Blake had clearly smelled smoke, and now he was reaching for the extinguisher. I texted Marcus. Asterisk his covering tracks. We need to move soon. Asterisk he replied. Asterisk let him dig. The deeper the better. Just keep collecting. Asterisk Jenny was rattled but stayed in. Rita shared old budget drafts. Evan forwarded his exit interview notes. Leo uploaded metadata snapshots into an encrypted Dropbox I named Asterisk Efficient Lizip Star. We weren't some grand resistance. We didn't meet in basements or wear matching hoodies, but we were real and pissed and growing. One thread at a time, I was pulling apart the glossy quilt Blake wrapped around his empire. He'd spent years trimming the company into something sleek and sexy and hollow. And I'd just found the crack where light could get in. He called it innovation. I was starting to call it fraud. The shell company was called Verdant Axis, just vague and tetchy enough to sound like a sustainability-focused SaaS startup instead of what it really was. A legal snare with a LinkedIn page built in a day and a Delaware filing crafted by Marcus Lang's lawyers. They even spun up a fake CTO, some bearded guy from Estonia we pulled off a stock photo site. I was listed as their business development consultant. New haircut, new blazer, new nameplate, Amanda Reeve. Subtle enough not to set off alarms, especially now that my face had been wiped from the company internet like a disgraced former dictator. The setup was simple. Verdant Axis was looking to invest in data-integrated analytics platforms. Blake, ever the peacock, couldn't resist a sniff of outside validation, especially not one that could boost his valuation before the acquisition rumors grew teeth. The meeting was set for a Tuesday afternoon. Private Zoom link. No recording allowed on their end, of course. Worse, let's just say Marcus had hired a compliance expert with the morals of a raccoon and the software of the NSA. I logged in from a co-working space in Tribeca with a fake plant behind me and a ring light I'd borrowed from Jenny's cousin. When Blake's face loaded onto the screen, I didn't flinch. I smiled. Professional. Distant. He didn't recognize me, or if he did, he didn't want to recognize me. That's the thing about men like Blake. They erase you so thoroughly they start believing you were never there to begin with. Asterisk we're seeing north of 60% growth quarter over quarter in our new vertical. Asterisk he bragged, leaning back like a man unburdened by conscience. Asterisk our Nova Core platform is driving interest in Tier 2 markets, substantial churn reduction, and meaningful engagement uptick. Asterisk I let him talk. He went on about predictive models, cross-channel penetration, phantom integrations with Fortune 500 clients he couldn't name due to NDA constraints. He even mentioned a pilot partnership with a telecom giant that had flat out rejected us 2 years ago for being too premature. It was delusion at a TED level. I asked questions, just enough to keep the performance going. Asterisk how soon would Verdant Axis be able to leverage Nova Core's data pipelines? Asterisk I asked. He smirked. Asterisk we're pre-integration ready. APIs are active. The market validation is already behind us. Asterisk translation. It's vaporware with a splash of bullshit sauce. And every word of it was being recorded. Video, audio, screen share logs. Clean, clear, admissible. It was the first time in weeks I felt nothing. Not grief, not anger, just function. My heart didn't race. My palms didn't sweat. This wasn't personal anymore. It was arithmetic. A fraud equation solving itself. When the call ended, he sat in silence. Then I forwarded the recording to Marcus with one word. Asterisk done. Asterisk 5 minutes later, he called. Asterisk we got him. Sec grade evidence. If we drop this at the right moment, he doesn't just lose his job. He loses everything. Asterisk not yet. Asterisk I said. Asterisk he's not done digging his grave. Asterisk and that's when Marcus told me about the potential sale. Asterisk he's courting Aurealis. Asterisk he said. Asterisk the European firm, the one that gutted Takeoff last year. Word is, he's promising them a high-growth pivot acquisition. Wants to close the deal in under 3 weeks. Asterisk 3 weeks. That's how long I had before the whole structure collapsed, before Blake passed the ticking bomb to another company, then disappeared with his golden parachute while employees got axed in the merger. I stared at my reflection in the black Zoom window. A woman reborn in war paint and polite smiles. Asterisk he's selling before the truth catches up. Asterisk I said. Asterisk exactly. We catch him mid-sprint. Asterisk this wasn't a rescue mission anymore. It was a detonation countdown. He wanted to walk away with a fortune. I was going to make sure he crawled out with nothing. The board got the news over wine and lamb chops at a private room in Manhattan's Gramercy Club. Just the way Blake liked it. Big reveals with medium-rare distractions. He called it a asterisk strategic courtship asterisk, not a sale. A chance to scale vision across continents. Even toasted to legacy. The room applauded. The older members smiled through vintage Bordeaux, clinking glasses, while Blake painted a picture of global expansion, partnerships, IPO rumors. Not a single word about Nova Core. Not a breath about falsified Q4 metrics or doctored churn projections. Just a perfectly waxed pitch and the soft jazz of shareholder complacency playing behind it. But one of them saw the static beneath the gloss. Lane Rothsky, board member since the early days, the kind of woman who wore grey like armor and knew how to kill a deal with a sentence, called me the next day. I hadn't heard her voice in 2 years. We met in a park, neutral territory. She wore no makeup and smelled faintly of judgment. Asterisk you're behind the leaks. Asterisk she said, without ceremony. Asterisk the journalist, the whispers, that nonsense on blind. Asterisk it's you. Asterisk I didn't answer. Asterisk you were the best strategist we had, Amanda. Sharp, ethical, until you weren't. Asterisk she looked at me like I was a kid who'd vandalized her own science fair project. Asterisk is this really about integrity? Or is it that you couldn't stand being outmaneuvered by someone younger? Asterisk that one cut deeper than it should have. I'd rehearsed for skepticism. I wasn't ready for disappointment. Asterisk what if both are true? Asterisk I said. Asterisk what if I am furious, and he's also lying to your face? Asterisk Elaine's silence said more than her words ever could. She turned to leave but paused. Asterisk if this burns, it takes the whole company with it. Hundreds of jobs, legacies. You willing to wear that? Asterisk I didn't respond. I just sat there, letting her walk away with her grey coat and her subtle threat. That night, I stared at the files on my laptop like they were loaded weapons. Reports, audio, Slack logs, time-stamped backups from Jenny. Even screenshots of code commits tied to features that never existed. I was really trying to save the company or just avenge my pride. The doubt coiled up in my throat like smoke. I called Jenny. She answered on the first ring, voice low and brittle. Asterisk they've started shredding paper on the 4th floor. Asterisk she said. Asterisk and they just flagged my badge for audit. Asterisk I stayed silent. After a beat, she said, asterisk you okay? Asterisk no. Asterisk I said. Asterisk Elaine found me, accused me of revenge. Asterisk she's not wrong. Asterisk Jenny sighed. Asterisk you didn't start this. You're just finishing it. Asterisk I closed my eyes. Asterisk you were the one person who actually built this place. Asterisk she added. Asterisk and he's about to sell it to vultures who will strip it for parts. Asterisk she was right. I wasn't here to save the company anymore. That ship had a hole in the hull the size of Blake's ego. But I could stop him from selling the wreckage as a cruise ship. I typed the final line into a burner email and attached the package. To investigations@sec.gov. Subject, asterisk material misrepresentation of financials. Internal evidence enclosed. Asterisk I hovered over asterisk send asterisk, then I clicked. If the building was going to burn, fine. But Blake would be the one locked inside. The email to the SEC was just the first match. The real fire started with the journalist. Nina Blakefield, senior investigations editor at the Atlantic Ledger, known for two things: A Rolodex of pissed-off insiders and a talent for turning whispers into headlines that made CEOs shit their Patagonia joggers. I sent the package through a secure Proton drop, burner account, anonymized metadata, redacted names, and one very real trail of cooked books and vaporware slides. It took her 24 hours. By dawn the next morning, the headline hit like a pipe bomb. Asterisk ghost metrics and phantom products. Inside the empire of lies at Blake Corporation asterisk within minutes, the article was everywhere. LinkedIn, Slack channels, Reddit subs with names like Tech Leaks and Wall Street Rot. It was like watching a body on fire stumble through a fireworks factory. The story had it all: misrepresented revenue growth, doctored shareholder decks, asterisk Nova Core asterisk product with zero engineering commits and $30 million in projected sales, complete with fake customer logos ripped from Google Images. She even mentioned insider sources claiming internal audits were suppressed. The company's Slack imploded. Screenshots leaked. Threads vanished mid-scroll. Calendar invites got mysteriously cancelled. Someone took a photo of Blake's face during the morning stand-up. Dead eyes, clenched jaw, collar askew like a televangelist caught with a minibar hooker. I watched it all from my living room in a pair of sweatpants with grim satisfaction and a thermos of coffee that tasted like vindication. Then came the retaliation. By noon, a story appeared on a lesser-known business blog known for laundering narratives on behalf of PR firms. The headline: asterisk disgraced former exec at center of leak under internal investigation for embezzlement. Asterisk my name, my face, blurry photo from a 2018 company picnic. Claims I diverted funds from a wellness budget to pay for private consulting and luxury travel. Quotes from an unnamed insider calling me asterisk manipulative and vindictive star. It was all bullshit, of course. The only thing I ever misused was a company Amex to buy Jenny a standing desk when her sciatica flared. But it didn't matter. By dinner time, my name was trending in the wrong circles. Swarm of LinkedIn influencers reappeared to asterisk just ask question star. My inbox filled with clickbait interview requests. A reporter from some Startup Bro podcast asked if I had any regrets about asterisk weaponizing feminism star. I wanted to scream, to post the truth, to shove every line of data down the internet's throat. But my lawyer, retired DOJ, mostly wine now, occasionally law, gave me one piece of advice: asterisk don't feed the fire. Let them burn themselves out. Asterisk I stayed quiet. Jenny called that night. Her voice was shaking. Asterisk he's spinning it fast. Asterisk she said. Asterisk people are scared. Like, real scared. 2 analysts just quit mid-shift. Asterisk I said nothing. She added, asterisk he's booking flights. Probably prepping to vanish if it all goes sideways. Asterisk let him run. Asterisk I thought. There's nowhere high enough he won't fall from. Marcus called the next morning. Asterisk we're moving. Asterisk he said. Asterisk I've called an emergency board meeting. The article, the leak, the sec tip, everything's teetering. It's time to push. Asterisk he paused. Asterisk you ready to walk in and finish this? Asterisk I looked in the mirror. The woman staring back wasn't the one who got humiliated lakeside or sobbed into cheap whiskey on her couch. She was sharp now, hollowed out in all the right places. No more noise, no more mercy. Asterisk I'm ready. Asterisk I said, and I meant it. The boardroom smelled like disinfectant and panic. 12 members sat around a walnut table big enough to land a helicopter on, sipping espresso like they hadn't just woken up to a headline that made the Nasdaq twitch. Blake stood at the head of the table in a charcoal suit and that same artificial tan he probably thought made him look healthy instead of embalmed. He started with charm. Always did. Asterisk let's not let some anonymous tip distract us from the real momentum here. Asterisk his asterisk allegations asterisk are clearly coordinated. I have legal reviewing. Asterisk standard hatchet job from a bitter former exec. Asterisk he didn't look at Marcus when he said it, but the air shifted. Marcus sat at the opposite end, arms folded, expression unreadable. A shark waiting for the chum to bleed. A few board members murmured support. Elaine sipped her coffee like it was poison control. Asterisk I assure you. Asterisk Blake continued. Asterisk Nova Core is real. We're in development phase. Stealth mode, obviously, but the pipeline's robust. We have interest from major players. Which players? Marcus asked, flatly. Blake smiled that tight politician smile. I'm afraid I'm under NDA. As you know, with pre-acquisition deals. Marcus tapped his tablet. A small speaker on the table chirped to life. Blake's voice played, crisp and clear. We're seeing north of 60% growth quarter-over-quarter in our new vertical. APIs are active. The market validation is already behind us. Then. The Nova Core platform is driving interest in Tier 2 markets. Substantial churn reduction. The room went still. Blake's face froze. Then anger, not fear. How dare you? Anger. Are you recording private conversations now? He spat. You think this proves something? That was a pitch meeting, exploratory. You lied, Marcus said. Quietly. To investors, to partners, to us. That's not exploratory. That's fraud. Silence. Lane set her coffee down. Who else was on that call? That's when the doors opened. I walked in. No badge. No invitation. Just heels, binders, and a file box labeled *truth* in black Sharpie. Some gasped. One board member, Paul, the one with a closet full of fleece vests, actually flinched like I'd walked in with a gun. I placed the binders on the table. Inside, copies of every doctored presentation, falsified metric, and fake customer profile tied to Nova Core. Data verified, backed by 5 current and former employees, including engineers, analysts, and legal. No one interrupted. I kept going. The product doesn't exist. The pipeline doesn't exist. The revenue doesn't exist. The only thing that does exist is a trail of manipulation designed to inflate the company's value before a sale. Blake opened his mouth. I looked him dead in the eye. Don't. Every time you speak, you dig deeper. He closed it. Didn't shout. Didn't gloat. I didn't need to. The facts screamed louder than any tantrum ever could. One by one, heads turned. Elaine flipped through a binder. Paul muttered something about breach of fiduciary duty star. A newer board member, Doria, I think, just nodded and said, Jesus Christ. Marcus cleared his throat. I move to vote for immediate termination of Blake Caldwell for cause. No delay, no debate. 12 hands went up, unanimous. Blake didn't fight, didn't even speak. He just stood there, exiled, hollow, dethroned, then walked out like a man still waiting for someone to say it was a joke. I stayed behind. Marcus stood, opened his briefcase, and slid a single document across the table. Interim CEO, effective immediately, until we find a permanent replacement. I stared at the signature line, already bearing my name. I didn't smile. I just picked up the pen and signed. Not because I wanted the seat, but because I wanted the keys to the wreckage. It wasn't about rebuilding anymore. It was about rewriting the ending. Blake tried to salvage the narrative with a press conference at a boutique co-working space in Soho. Brick walls, succulents, artisanal sparkling water. The kind of place that smells like reclaimed wood and desperation. He came out in a navy suit and no tie, pretending it was casual instead of court-advised. Behind him, a projected slide read integrity through transition star. He barely got past the first paragraph. Journalists already had the documents, the whistleblower files, the Nova Core metadata, the sex acknowledgement of receipt. Nina Blakefield from the Atlantic Ledger was front row, arms folded, recorder already rolling. She didn't blink. The first question ended him. Mr. Caldwell, she asked, voice like a dagger in velvet. Do you define integrity when your last 6 earnings calls were built on a product that doesn't exist? The press conference imploded in real time. Reporters shouted. Cameras flashed. Someone laughed when he mentioned unforeseen complexities in product development star. By the time he limped off stage, his PR firm had dropped him. His corporate accounts were frozen pending the internal audit. And his once viral era of efficiency speech complete with fog machines and a Coldplay remix, was now being remixed into a TikTok meme titled *efficiency Maya star. I watched it all from the 22nd floor of a building he'd once made me fight to renovate. My office now. Temporarily. Probably doesn't matter. I wasn't staying. I'd already started dismantling it. I sold off the vanity subsidiaries, fired the sycophants, paid out retention bonuses to the engineers Blake had bullied into silence, laid off the dead weight with honest severance and a handshake. Every decision was surgical, precise, unemotional. I didn't give a victory speech, didn't post a statement to LinkedIn. I just showed up, turned off the music, and started flipping the circuit breakers one by one. Jenny came in on my last day. No clipboard, just a look on her face that said, "You need to see this." She handed me a flash drive, black, unmarked, warm from her palm. Found this in the compliance server. Buried deep, she said. Took me 3 tries to decrypt. I plugged it in. Inside were Blake's private correspondences, emails to the CTO and legal, all with one goal. Strip Amanda Reed's name from all IP credits on 3 patented data visualization tools. Replace her with corporate co-authorship. A stealth eraser of every innovation I'd bled into this company. Jenny said nothing. She didn't have to. I clicked through the folders, silent. Then I closed the laptop, leaned back in my chair, and smiled. Not wide, not giddy, sharp. Let's erase him instead, I said. Not out of spite, out of balance. Blake once said efficiency was the soul of innovation. But it turns out nothing's more efficient than justice. Thanks for joining the fun, you office survivors. Subscribe for more switch-flicking drama.